YSK that and how Jewish is an ethnicity and a religion. Why YSK? I see confusion over this point on Reddit almost every week, so perhaps as a Jewish dude I can helpfully Jewsplain it. Understanding this can help you avoid awkward conversations with Jews and others. NBSP. Anyone is welcome to convert to Judaism, so anyone can be Jewish. In that sense, Judaism can be anyone's religion. NBSP. But Jewish people also have genetic markers due to thousands of years of isolation and in-group marriage. In Jewish law, one becomes Jewish by having a Jewish mother. NBSP. My 23andMe genetic test identified me as 99.9 Ashkenazi Jewish. If you believe that ethnicity has a genetic component, then there are few other groups on earth that satisfy your definition of ethnicity as clearly as most Ashkenazi Jews do. NBSP. That is why Jewish is also an ethnicity. It is both a religion and an ethnicity, since it can refer either to the religion, the ethnicity, or both at the same time. Most ethnic Jews also identify at least to some modest extent with the religion. Ashkenazi, and I have the gastrointestinal problems to prove it. 99.8 Ashkenazi Jew, 0 religious. I always say I'm Jewish, best joke ever. People often have a hard time understanding that one can be a Jewish atheist. Ashkenazi checking in, Star of David. My God, if I could get people to understand this, I would save myself at least 3 dead-end conversations a year. My own ethnically Jewish family can't even grasp this. They say we're not Jewish, we're Christian, and we always have been. My last name is Melberg. You're forgetting about Sephardic and Mizrahi Jews, which has a pretty distinct genetic makeup and history. They're often ignored, but I guess I'm a little bummed a Jew would make this mistake. Not surprised, but disappointed given the attention this post is getting. My 6th grade teacher didn't know this, and was telling us about World War II. Being Jewish by ethnicity and not religion, I called out her mistake, and she thought I was stupid. Some people also confuse Jewish and Israeli. And a culture. One of the things that attracted me to Judaism reform is the open debate about God. Thank you for this very helpful information. I have always wondered tbh. I recently learned that I'm 50 Jewish on my dad's side. So am I Jewish or Jewish? Getting downvoted for explaining a simple fact to those who might not understand it, on a sub dedicated to precisely that kind of thing. NBSP. Are you guys okay? What about Jewish people that aren't Ashkenazi? Like Mizrahi or Ethiopian Jewish people, for example? As someone who grew up relatively religious, I am embarrassed to admit my surprise when my DNA test came back 99.9 Jewish. I was expecting Lithuania, etc. Had no idea Jewish was an ethnicity in terms of genetics. I am of the people, but I don't find a need to have religion in my life. Mine is 100 Ashkenazi, only one way that happens. I was just wondering about this the other day. Ashkenazi Jews have a high incidence of Tay-Sachs and other lipid storage diseases. In the United States, about 1 in 27 to 1 in 30 Ashkenazi Jews is a recessive carrier. The disease incidence is about 1 in every 3,500 newborn among Ashkenazi Jews. I cannot tell you how often I've had to explain this. Ethno-religious group. It's even in the name. Jewsplain is a word I've never seen before. I like it. About a decade ago, my Jewish friend had to explain to me that when someone said they were Jewish, it didn't mean that they were Jewish, sorta partly Jew. Ashkenazi and have Crohn's. 0 idea this was genetically linked. The more you know. I agree this needs to be better known. I'm 1/4 Ashkenazi on my dad's side. I know a lot of people dismiss me because I'm patrilineal, but I think if nothing else I count as ethnically Jewish. Literally told that Ashkenazi Jewish isn't an ethnicity by a former very bright teacher family member, when we were talking about this finding on my sister's 23andMe. I let her know that in the case of Ashkenazi, that is a real DNA marker, separate from just being a religion that anyone can follow. I didn't get an ounce of it myself, but that finding did make sense of the tree I've been working on that lead me to the Alsace region of France, where a lot of Jews did and maybe still do reside. I'm 1.3 Ashkenazi according to 23andMe. And a culture. Anyone is welcome to convert to Judaism. In Jewish law, one becomes Jewish by having a Jewish mother. That's a huge dichotomy. I'd seriously love to understand this. I've always been taught that Judaism is strictly matrilineal and therefore one cannot convert. Absolutely, it's important to understand that being Jewish is not just about religion, it's also an ethnicity. While anyone can convert to Judaism and follow the religious practices, Jewish people also have distinct genetic markers from years of isolations and intermarriage within the community. For instance, my 23andMe test revealed that I am 99.9 Ashkenazi Jewish. So, if you believe ethnicity has a genetic component, few groups embody it as clearly as Ashkenazi Jews. It's both a religion and an ethnicity, and I remember arguing with a friend years ago about this. He was stubborn like a mule and wouldn't acknowledge that Jewish were an ethnicity as well as a religion. What's it like manning the space laser? I've always known this. Since a kiddo, truly just based on how it was mentioned in conversation. Yet when anyone mention I'm Jewish, I can almost guarantee they aren't mentioned it for the religious beliefs. It's usually said as if it's ethnicity when it's mentioned. As of 2023 more are understanding that it's more complex. Very interesting topic. Was a very confused kid when at my Christian Sunday school I exclaimed I was Jewish and the teacher said I wasn't, but my dad is half Jew so I'm a quarter, and my grandparents who raised me, daddy wasn't there, didn't explain it to me well at all. My quarter Jewish is the biggest slice on the pie chart for me, otherwise I'm pretty mixed up ethnically. I'm learning so much from this sub, I love it, blue heart. Can someone explain why it's still patriarchal when your mother makes you Jewish? Guess I'll stick to bagels and matzo ball soup then. I have about 0.2 Ashkenazi, and also a drop of Italian. I read that Jewish people settled in Italy to escape whoever was persecuting them at the time, so I wonder if the two are related. Only Jews get this joke. Two Goy businessmen meet each other out in the street. One asks the other, so how's business? The other replies, great. Get it? Why don't this apply to other groups of people? As far as I know, the only ones I have heard of other than Jewish people being classified as so, are the Sami? But shouldn't your definition apply to more groups? Don't remember any of TME tribes being called Jews, but nowadays they are mishmashing Jew and Hebrew. Unrelated, I'm traveling in a town now where the letters in the jewelry store are out and it reads Jewy store, smiley face. And Einstein. My mother always claimed to be part Jewish from her mother's side. We never believe her since no one practiced Judaism on her family. As far as I know, everyone is Roman Catholic. A few years ago I decided to do a DNA test and Eastern European ancestry show up on my results, not in specific country or region, but the map shows all countries that make up Eastern Europe. Turns out is my Jewish ancestry, and my mother wasn't lying. I felt stupid since I assumed all Jewish people came from the Levant Middle East, and I have 0 Middle Eastern showing on my report. Don't Ashkenazi Jews share DNA with Eastern European folk? I watched a doc that showed Eastern European genes and Ashkenazi genes were one of the same. OFFS. In group? Like in breads? Dumbass. Oi gewalt Moishe, whatever shall we do? Jewish people aren't real. So unique, wow. So how do we express our deep hatred for the Israeli government and the religion, without offending the ethnicity, because the ethnicity has nothing to do with what we hate? Who asked?